Hi guys, Liz here, aka Isabelle Cheren, Liz for Paris Adored, Bondi Babe, and all those pesky bots who are right now sitting on my beach because they do as they're told. Actually, they don't really have a choice because they don't think or feel or whatever. Welcome to another Coffee with Isa. I'm actually recording this at home, well, on my pretend pixel home, because I've tried to record it seems lately, and good God, there's so many people about, and then I feel inclined to sort of chat with people, and it kind of detracts from what I'm doing. So I thought, well, I'm just going to record it at home because no one's here. No, just my bots, and they can't seem to speak. I hope you've all had a great week. I've had a really interesting week, actually. As I said last week, there's some stuff going on at work. I was going to update everybody for those that care to know, but I can't at this moment in time because some other things have come up. We're just like, okay. So anyhow, I'm going to leave that for now until I know more what's going on. Suffice to say, it's all about the devil in the detail, it seems. So yeah, there you go. I wanted to give you a mouse update. I'm kidding you. No, I'm not kidding you. There is a mouse update. You know how I mentioned that the building I was in had mice, and it sort of like got reported and stuff. Friday, I found out people still don't know, because I've moved out of that building now. I'm in another building next door, and I found out on Friday that people still do not know that there's a rodent population expanding in the building that they're working in. No! It was conveniently missed, and so these people are blissfully unaware, apart from those that have spotted the sort of rodent traps sort of, you know, scattered about the building. So anyhow, because I'm health and safety, I walked over there on Friday and I thought, right, I'm going to go and do a little recce. And yeah, I found all the little traps. Quite interestingly, there were some bits that they weren't any. But what was really interesting, there was two things that were really funny. I walked past, I was on one floor and I couldn't see any traps on that floor. And I thought, oh, but they did have them in the kitchen. So anyhow, I walked past and I saw a couple of people who had a lot of paperwork on their desks. So they were working really hard, and they had their lunch on the floor, and they were reaching down to pick up their sandwich, chomp a bit and putting it back down on the floor. And I was like, I couldn't stop laughing. And I suppose the wicked person in me could have continued to walk by and just let them do it. But I thought, nah. So I walked up to one woman and I just said, just to let you know, have you seen the traps in the kitchen? She went, what traps? I said, there are mice traps in the kitchen. Oh. And then I said, you might want to pick up your lunch off the floor. I've never seen anyone move so fast. It was so bloody funny. I was just like, I mean, this is the thing though, because they hadn't been told, they weren't aware that actually you need to make sure that there's no food bits around for the little critters to come crawling out of the woodwork. But I did go to another floor, and I was just walking around sort of asking the odd question because, you know, just to say, hey, did you know? And a few people did know. And then I walked up to this one team and it was so funny. This woman went, oh yes, we've got little Fred. And I went, what do you mean little Fred? And apparently they opened up their cupboard and there was this little cute little mouse sitting there staring at them. It almost looked like it was petrified. And they named him Fred. So basically they picked him up and took him all the way downstairs and popped him outside, out into the wild. And it was just like, oh God. Yeah, so it's still going on. There's still a rodent population sort of, who knows? I mean, obviously they're increasing and multiplying because no one's been told, hide your food stuff. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh, but it just beggars belief, actually. But I just can't believe people put their lunch on the floor. I mean, who puts your lunch on the floor? Just like, really? But yeah, people were doing that, and I'm like, good God, yeah. Anyhow, I'm doing Coffee with Isa Pixel Girl style because, frankly, I'm doing it late today, and I've come home, and do you know what? I don't want you to see me. Nah, I don't want you to see me. I look a state. Look at state. So I'm just doing it via my Pixel Girl. However, just to say that in future, I'm going to be changing up the whole format of Coffee with Isa, and it will just be me sitting down with my iPhone doing a quick video, and it's not going to be as long as they always have been, because the summer months have started, and yeah, my time at the computer sort of lessens a little bit, but I like to talk and I like to give an update, so that's what I'll do. So for people that don't like to see real life me, don't watch Coffee with Isa on Mondays, because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get me. So just don't watch it. Yeah, so I just thought I'd let you know now, because it's far more easier for me to do it quickly on my iPhone, and I can actually do a coffee anywhere. I could probably do it while I'm walking around the lake and go and sit down somewhere or whatever and show you the sights. Actually, that would be kind of fun to do, so I don't know, I'll see. So I might do that. Yeah, we'll see. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know about walking around, actually. I don't even talk on my phone when I'm walking around. Does anyone talk? Do you know, is anyone else like me that finds it really hard to talk in public when you're on your... to walk around talking on my mobile phone? I really don't. I've still struggled with it. So when people ring me, I'll ring you when I get in. I'll ring you when I get in. Because I'm one of these people that I just think if I'm walking somewhere, unless it's a really important call and I've got to take it then, I try and say to people, yeah, I'll have a conversation with you when I'm stationary and when I've reached my destination. I certainly don't text when I walk, because I just think that's completely danger happening for me, because if I'm not watching where I'm going, that's it. I'm arse over tit. It's going to happen. It's not going to work. So, but yeah, so whether I do it walking around, probably not. Yeah, okay, skip that. Just skip that. I'll just do it sitting down. But I still might go out and about and film bits for you, because I think that'd be so much fun for you to see. Because some of the area around me is actually really pretty, and I think sometimes we just need to see something different. Yeah, instead of virtual. Yeah. Anyhow. So, yeah, the weekend, I had a bit of a Friday. I was logged on, and then all of a sudden my internet went down. It was a complete nightmare. I was just like, oh my God, my internet's gone down. What am I going to do? So I just looked at my computer, reset my modem, and thought to myself, aha. And then I thought it was the virtual logins, and then I realised it wasn't, when I couldn't even get into Facebook and stuff. However, it still showed me as having internet, but like it was limited. So then my son had a go, and then I was like, okay. So I actually watched television. I know, novel that is, absolutely novel. So I watched Alien 4. That was my Friday evening, Alien 4, and yeah, pretty good film actually. She gives birth to aliens. Her little ones. I think most parents sometimes feel like they give birth to aliens. When your child comes out screaming and continues to scream right through till they're 17. Oh dear. But yeah, so I had those problems. Anyhow, it was resolved on Saturday, and it turned out it was a local exchange issue, and it seemed to be fine, but it kept cutting out. So I did Atlas hopping on I joined Atlas hopping on Saturday, and I stalked Drax and Strawberry. I more stalk Strawberry. I've met Drax before. I've met him a few times, but I stalked Strawberry. And I was most excited. Yeah, I know. Get a grip, people say to me. Get a grip, Liz. And I'm like, no, I was truly excited, because I absolutely adore that woman. I think she's brilliant, and such a cool person, such a really level person, and such a a really humane person. I have a lot of time for people like that, and it was just so cool to go on an Atlas hop and join them. But I did my live stream, and it was broken down to actually into 3 streams, except one stream I've deleted because my internet started cutting out, and I was like, oh no, and it started slowing down. I was like, oh, I cannot believe this. It eventually seemed to right itself, and it was so great. I really, really enjoyed it. It's so much fun, and do you know what? If you haven't been in Sansar, go and give it a go. And I'll tell you what the difference is with Sansar. Don't go in there expecting to dress your avatar up and look your avatar pretty and stuff like that, because one thing I am starting to learn, because I've always been one about my avatar looking how I want her to look and all that, and I've kind of made my avatar okay. She's got a nice little set of clothes, and she's got her own hairstyle now and stuff like that, so not the standard ones. As it improves, I'll probably tweak her or whatever. But what I am finding with Sansar, which is a complete difference to me, is the community feel, and how you just, because really using voice is probably the best way to get around in Sansar. And I say that because a lot of people don't pick up when there is, I've messaged people before and they don't see it. An actual fact, it actually forces you to put your voice on and speak. And I think that sense of community where you start speaking to people, and you're talking to people all around the world, just like Second Life, you're talking to people all around the world, but most of the time you're typing. In Sansar, you're sort of talking to people, and it's really interesting. In that Atlas hopping, I got to talk to quite a few people, and I found it really good. I found it really good. And it is a different thing. I think, let me compare. Okay, this is from my viewpoint. Okay, so Second Life is like a Second Life. We formed a community in there. I don't know, some people haven't formed communities in there, because I see so many times people talk about how they log in and they stand alone. And frankly, I've always done that. Apart from my very close-knit friends, I have always done that myself. And I see a lot of people doing that, and they complain that they're bored, and I don't think bored is actually the word. They're at a loss, actually, because you could walk around in circles. I don't think boredom is really what it is. But the thing with Second Life is that it's like a second life, and therein lies the description, Second Life. So you have a home. Many people have little jobs. Many people go shopping. The shopping community in Second Life I've never seen anything like I have done in the last 2 years. It's absolutely at its hugest, and the economy is just going round and round and round and round, and the amount of money people are spending is amazing. I have my own viewpoint on that, but I'm not going to express that in today's coffee. I do have my own viewpoint on it, and I do have concerns about some of the amount of money I see people spending, because a lot of the socializing that I'm seeing now is going to clothing events and going to events, and it's all about the push for events. If I look at my Facebook feed, it is all about events, but it's less about a few years ago, it used to be more about let's get together, let's have fun, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but it's more about going shopping. So there is that. Now, when you go into Sansar, there isn't any of that. So there isn't necessarily a house that you go and live in, unless you want to live alone, because no one can go there. But it's more about exploring, and it's more about seeing things, and it's more about bumping into people and actually having conversations and chatting away and stuff. And I have logged in a few times, not necessarily on the stream, but and just met people and chatted to them. And you know what, that's kind of like the difference. Forget the VR headsets and stuff. Yes, they exist, and you can probably do more things with a VR headset, but you can be in this world on a desktop, because I don't have an issue with it. I'm still trying to learn to fling my camera around and stuff. But the whole and I think this is where Strawberry and Drax have really helped with the community building is by doing this atlas hopping and going around exploring places as a group and just meeting different people and people interacting. And I think that is what this world is going to bring to virtual reality. It's about networking and building relationships and building and creating and stuff like that. To me, this is my viewpoint. It's more an artistic community because people are more inclined to want to create something and bring something to it. But it is also a community where people will participate in really fun things. And that's something that I haven't been seeing in Second Life, unless you're a troll, really, unless you want to go around doing that kind of thing or whatever. The amount of, for example, a couple of my friends and I will say, well, where do you want to go? Shall we go somewhere? Where do you want to go? Now, up until 2 years ago, didn't have an issue, always knew of places to go. But now, places to go consist of, let's go and explore a sim and let's see how pretty it is and let's take photos. Or let's go, oh, there's an event here. Shall we go there and let's see what's for sale? And I think that's what I've noticed is missing, that sort of community thing. And I think that's why a lot of people log in and go on board. I don't, why am I bothering anymore? Blah, 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 blah. Because they feel that, the only thing that they can really do is spend money. There doesn't seem to be as much social events going on anymore. And I think we need to build that back up. Everyone wants to be a blogger now. Everyone wants to be a blogger and vlogger. There was a time a lot of people were being DJs and opening venue places for people to go and stuff. And that sort of dynamic has changed a little bit. And I think that is affecting the world. That's my perception. People might not agree with me on this. And if you don't, feel free to tell me. But I think that's what is affecting the world as we know it, because it's more about the drive for the economy, but it's been less about the interacting and forming friendships and learning about cultures and things, which is something that I always embraced about it. And I think it's still there, but I just think we need to take a step and start promoting more interactive things for people to do. It's not just up to Linden Lab to do it. That they actually do create the realms and everything else for us to participate in. But us as a community need to bring more into the world. We need to start looking at fun things to do and creating our own sort of what we would like to see. Whenever I open my destination guide, the one thing that's key to me is this event, this event, this event, this event, this event, this event. I actually don't want to log in and spend money. No. I can't spend that much money in my real life, so I'm hardly going to be spending it in my pretend life, because I already spend a lot of money on blogging, and I spend a lot of money on the land, so that I've got that in order to set things up. What I want to do when I log in and when I'm not vlogging and blogging is actually spend time getting to meet new people, doing fun things. And I think that's what we need more of. We need to start seeing the community go back to creating more things like that. And it's down to us to do it, because it's our community, and we need to really build up on that a little bit more, so that those people that I see on my Facebook feeds, and there are quite a lot of them, so that they're not sitting there writing, I'm bored, I've logged in, all I do is stand here on my platform, I don't really know what to do. We need to bring that back up, make it a lot better, and that's how I see it. I know I've said something really profound about Second Life. But Sansar, because Drax asked me about this, and upon reflection, I do think a lot of people are worried about losing their community. I think that's why people don't, have been very negative about Sansar, or they log in and they expect to do exactly the same thing that they do now. It isn't. It's a completely different thing, and I think, but it's still a valuable thing. It's something different, and I like logging in because, yes, I've been through moments where I've gone, I can't do this and I can't do that. But actually, now that more and more people are coming on board, and I'm logging in and I'm just randomly talking to people, it's kind of really nice. I don't randomly talk to people in Second Life. That's the thing. I don't, because it's, well, obviously I'm spending my time doing this kind of thing, but also they're always at events and I don't go to the events. Well, I do sometimes, I must admit. I am part of the economy. I'm trying not to be, because my life isn't, neither my real life or my virtual life is about continuously spending money. The reality is that no one can continuously spend money. And you know, for some people, I do look at some people and I think it's quite addictive, this spending money thing. And I'm sure there's going to come a generation of pixelites, I call us pixelites, who will have some problems about the spending money. Because when you spend that money, it's so easy. I'm guilty of it. It's just so easy, but you know, it impacts on reality, and I think we need to see the world change a little bit so that there's more of a balance. Anyhow, but Sansar, absolutely love it. I do really love it, and I think no one can say nah to it unless they've taken the time to create the account, go through the process. Because I mean, when you first put Sansar on your computer to go to the different destinations, it's a bit of a lag thing. It's not lag, but it takes time because it'll be your first visit to any destination, so it has to download to your computer, that sort of element, and then you can get there. Unfortunately, I know some people have struggled to get in because of their computers. They're not up to spec. And that's the problem with any virtual world, and I think that it is the same as Second Life, you know, where they keep developing. It does have an impact on what your computer can do, because our computers, let's face it, our computers aren't made to last life. These computer companies, they make them to last until they bring out the next one. Yeah, it's all about them making money, which is really annoying, which I know about because I've had a number of replacement computers just to use Second Life as it is. So I'm lucky mine runs with Sansar at the moment. That all could change in 6 months in both Second Life and Sansar. You know, it's always about developing, the technology increases. So, but anyhow, I'm rambling there. What I am saying is, don't diss it. Log in and try it first, and don't log in and stand someplace where you're alone. Go exploring. Go look at the different places, and be prepared to use your voice. I find that a lot better, because when I'm in there trying to type, people don't see that you're typing, and also voice is such an icebreaker. Just a hello. I have been heard going hello, is anybody there? Because I didn't know people were there until I realised you can look on nearby. So I'd stand there on an experience and go hello. And I remember, I think one of them was a Linden, went hello. I was like, oh, there is someone there. So and I have to say, the Lindens, or Sansarians, whatever you want to call them, are very welcoming when you go there, and if you often bump into them, and they're very, very welcoming, and that's something I do like. Very, very welcoming. So it's really worth it. Yeah, but anyhow, back to my Atlas hopping experience, because I do digress. It was so much fun. Can I just say how much fun it is? And seeing Drax run, if anyone hasn't seen this stream, watch the stream. It's my second one that I did, part 2, and it's not far from the beginning, right? It stars in Toppletown, Toy Town, whatever you want to call it. And Drax is running around, and I'm running behind him, and it's bloody hilarious. Sorry, but it was Drax. It was absolutely hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, yeah, and certainly if you were to join the Atlas hopping, that's just a great way to integrate you into it, to be honest. I mean, I've always wanted to go on it, but I can't a lot of the time because I childmind my daughter's little one, and so I haven't been able to do it. And this past weekend I could, because he left me a lot earlier, so I was able to get in there and do this. Next weekend I won't, but I'm going to try and get there whenever I can, because it's a great way to meet people and you know, add friends, and then sort of like, you know, break off from there and talk to people and stuff, and then go and discover different places. It's just so much fun, really, it is. And that's what I'm going to say on that. Yeah. Anyhow, I am going to cut this short because I could go on forever, and it's already nearly 25 minutes, and I really am going to try and cut these short, especially when I do them from my iPhone. They are going to be a lot shorter. But I just wanted to say to you, have a great week, and I will see you next week for Coffee with Isa. And don't forget, if there is anything that you want me to talk about, it's up to you to let me know what it is you'd like me to talk about, because if you don't, I am just going to ramble every week, and some weeks I ramble longer than others, believe me. Get me talking and I'm like, shoo. Anyhow, have a really great week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.